Hey guys, this is Katrina with IdeateTV, and I'm here with Nathan, who's also a music composer. Hey Nathan, what's up?
Hi, how's it going? Happy to be here.
It's actually my first time. Have you been here often?
This is my first time to a con, so it's pretty amazing to take it all in.
And can you tell me your journey as well as a composer? You know, like not to throw out the stereotypical card, but I've also been in music as a violinist like long time ago, but segued out of it. But how has it been like keeping that as a career as an Asian American?
Ooh, that's a good good question. That's a good question. Well, so for me, like on my mother's side of the family, everyone's a musician.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was around a lot, but being from an immigrant family, music wasn't very practical, and so there was a lot of effort to shake it out of me. But I held on, and so. I think it was just like a natural progression of like just continuing to love making music, I think what's important now is, there's more representation in front of the camera and also behind the screen because growing up, you didn't really have many guideposts, and so like in the moments of doubt, it was hard to look up to someone and say like, you know what, they have a similar experience, they look like me, I can go to them for encouragement, and so. I think what's exciting now is that, there are going to be more of that, and we're going to have more diverse storytellers, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, and I find that as for myself too, and I think it's definitely grown. Especially with like the success of Crazy Rich Asians and the history behind how it's been like 25 years since Joy Luck Club. But I wanted to know, who do you look up to before that happened and now, because I actually struggle with somebody that I can look up to, because I feel like it's still a new thing, and it's still kind of it's a work in progress.
Yeah, absolutely. I think early on, like connecting with music, I connected with a lot of the bands and composers that I loved growing up. Like I did, I loved like Ryuichi Sakamoto, early on, and he for me was a big guidepost because I know he did, he was like sort of like one of the first, especially in the 80s, to do what he's doing and in film, and so I followed his career very closely as it was starting, and I loved all of his albums and I loved all the films he worked on, and it was awesome to see him like working on The Revenant, and I think especially now, like whether it's Crazy Rich Asians or like Black Panther and films like that, I'm in love with all of the storytelling that's happening now, so.
Well, that's really great to hear, and I wanted to know, what are your projects that you're working on now as a composer?
Yeah, so we just finished Deadly Class a couple weeks ago, and I have a film I'm excited about coming out later this year. It's a documentary called The Game Changers, produced by James Cameron. It's directed from the guy that did The Cove many years back. And it explores the relationship between veganism and elite athletes. So it has everyone from Serena Williams to Tom Brady to Arnold Schwarzenegger. And so it's cool. It kind of dispels the myth that you need to eat meat to be an elite athlete. And so it follows these world champions who are doing great things on a vegan diet. So I'm excited about that one. And I got a couple other ones I'm super excited about that at the right time I'll talk about.
Very cool. So as a composer, are there genres like you gravitate towards?
I would say Deadly Class has sort of been a dream project in that way, like being able to write music that's like emotional, but then also doing like fun, big music as well. It's fantastic. I think for me, like I always like writing music that's like very close to the characters and very like authentic, and in many ways for this show we're able to do that.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much, Nathan. I've learned so much from you and your journey, and I'm very inspired as an Asian American artist myself. Thank you.
Thank you. This is awesome.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, guys. This is Katrina with IdeateTV here at Wondercon.